Diddy, Kai, Kai, and Diddy, Diddy, and Kai, Diddy, and Kai, Diddy, and Kai, Kai, and Diddy, and Diddy, and Kai, and Kai, and Diddy, Kai, and Kai, Diddy, and Kai. A lot of people have speculated on this one, and well, I figured it was time I put my fingerprint on it. Kai and Diddy, Diddy and Kai. Now watch how they both use a finger in a second here to point down. Totally normal mannerisms that everybody has is rolling their finger and using the "you're safe, you're safe, you're safe at home. I gotcha. I gotcha." But of course, all this for entertainment purposes. I know that even though their markings on their face have the exact same distance and angle as each other, because he just removed that one and it's still there, you can literally see the hole in his face right there that used to be there. I know it's just a coincidence, guys. Like I said, these things happen, and even though they have the exact same stupid chin beard, he just shaves a little bit more of it now. It's all just coincidence, especially that one being a hole in his face again and that being a mole. No, Diddy's really on trial. Yeah, he's really in court right now, and that's definitely still him, even though he looks completely different. He definitely didn't change his roles as they do without faking his death, because sometimes they do it ahead of the game, so when he dies in a little while, you're gonna not be aware that they had already switched his roles. So when I do this video in a year or two, you're like, well, Kai was already there, and then Diddy died. You figured it out. I'm sick of figuring it out for you. Of course, it was for entertainment only, though. I know these are different people, of course. Well, they actually are. Even though they're not supposed to be. That's both supposed to be him. These guys, they're different people, even though they have the exact same symmetry and scars and stupid chin beard. And yeah, entertainment only, people. Come on. I know there's no funny business going on. They're always on the up and up on TV. They tell us the truth every time, especially in the government. Entertainment only. If you guys want a little deeper dive on this, I give it a little bit more detail in my subscription area, because they would have taken it down if I talked about the trial like I do in my subscription. Have a good day.
Now this is scary, my friends. How can one person
Ms.
be
Bober
playing
for
two
5 minutes
roles
of
in
question.
real life?
Thank you, Madam
Mind-blowing.
Chair. Now that we have all been cautioned in this committee hearing that the mention of Pentagon's Immaculate Constellation program could put us on a list, well, I already find myself on many lists, I'm sure. So I speak my mind often, so why not just keep going with it? May as well just go all out and say it. The earth is flat, birds are government drones, and we've never set foot on the moon, and Joe Biden received 81 million votes in the 2020 election. So let's just see how many lists we could get on here today. But Mr. Shellenberger, I wanted to ask you, I think I understand from this hearing that you would agree that classifying information like this is not in the best interest.
Classification necessary to protect secrets essential to national security, but I think it's pretty obvious that there's overclassification.
Overclassification, yes. And so in most instances, if they can't tell us what, do you think at some point they'll at least tell us why?
You know, President-elect Trump has repeatedly committed to greater transparency, both on the UAP issue, on JFK files, on
Yes.
COVID origins, and many other things. So I think that we need to make sure that the next administration is held accountable for that.
Agreed. And this is for all four of you. Yes or no, please. I have many questions I want to get to. Are there any known instances of recovered materials or technologies that are not of human origin and maybe connected to any advanced bioscience defense programs within the USG?
I don't know.
I wouldn't be able to answer that, ma'am.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, so there are rumors that have come up to the Hill of a secretive project within the Department of Defense involving the manipulation of human genetics with what is described as non-human genetic material, potentially for the enhancement of human capabilities, hybrids. Are any of you familiar with that? Yes or no?
No, ma'am.
I am not, ma'am.
I'm not.
No, ma'am.
Okay, I would like to know, with Immaculate Constellation, how does this relate to UAP activities, Mr. Schellenberg, in oceanic environments? Are there any instances where the Navy or other maritime forces have encountered UAPs that could not be explained by known technology or natural phenomena?
Yeah, the Immaculate Constellation covers both terrestrial and oceanic, and there's actually a number of cases described in the report that occur in the ocean.
And do you believe that there is a concerted effort by the Pentagon to keep Congress out of the loop regarding these UAP activities, specifically in our waters?
Yes.
I think it's about 5% of our ocean that's actually been studied in detail by man, and we've studied more of space than we had of our own oceans. And so are there any accounts of UAPs emerging from or submerging into our water which could indicate a base or presence beneath the ocean's surface?
I don't know about a base, but, you know, as I mentioned, I had a different source entirely describe this pretty extraordinary footage that exists of orbs, of an orb coming out of the ocean and being met by another orb.
Some would say that there's multiple hot spots where we see frequent activity. So in your investigations, have you come across any data or visual evidence like sonar readings or underwater footage of these UAPs?
I have not beyond what's in the report.
You've written about UAPs not only in the air but in underwater. Are there any specifics on what you've learned about the UAP activity in our oceans? Particularly, have you spoken with sources who have provided any evidence or eyewitness accounts of these UAPs interacting with our naval forces or being detected by our underwater surveillance systems?
Nothing beyond what's in the report and then the specific case that I mentioned with the orbs.
So this report says it all. There's no other information that we are aware of regarding the activity within our waters.
I have other sources that have told me that have shared a significant amount of information, but they're not comfortable with me sharing it at this point.
Okay. Are there any technological capabilities observed in these oceanic UAPs that seem to defy our current understanding of physics or our engineering capabilities?
It seems like they all do.
Yes, I would agree with that. My time is up, but I do appreciate your bravery, your courage for coming here and speaking today. And it seems like there's still some questions that we need answers to, and we will not relent until we get those to the American people. Thank you all.
Thank you. I move to allow myself and the ranking member 5 additional minutes for questions.
Well, my friend, if those are real testimonies, wow,
John
the world
3:16
out
says
here
that God loved
is
the world
full
so
of
much
strange
that he
stuff.
gave his one and only son so that whoever believes in him won't perish but have eternal life. Right, I'm familiar with that verse. Does that not mean anything to you? No, not really. I don't believe that stuff. God was willing to sacrifice his only son so that you could have eternity in heaven. Okay, so let's just pretend for a minute that this is all true. Couldn't he have just made another son? What? I mean, he's God, right? Him sacrificing one son when he could just make 3,000 replacement sons doesn't really impress me that much. And it honestly kind of feels a little bit manipulative because I never asked for him to sacrifice his son for me anyway. Well, it was a gift. Well, no. Yes, it is. Well, it's actually a transaction because I don't get the gift unless I worship him and follow him and praise him. Well, I think that's a small thing to ask of you for saving you. Saving me from what, though? From your sin, from the devil, from eternal punishment. So he's saving me from the system that he put in place. What are you talking about? Well, God is all-powerful and he made everything, and nothing existed before he made everything, right? Right. He's the one that designed the laws of physics. He's the one that designed the justice system revolving around sin. Okay. He's the one that put humans in this predicament that we need to be saved from. No, humans did that by sinning. Who made humans? Well, God. Who decides what is and isn't a sin? God, but and who decides what the punishment for sin is? God, but you can't blame him for the choices of people. We have free will. Given to us by who? God, but he doesn't want us to be robots. But he'll also punish us if we don't live our lives like robots, obeying everything he wants us to do. Look, God loves you. Just read the Bible. I have. That's why I don't believe anymore. Okay, well, I'll be praying for you. And I will cuddle this pip up for you.
Well, how is it that you can find us if we don't have DNA? Well, I don't know. You do realize your heartbeat has a frequency signature that is only yours, right? No. How would they do that? I don't know. Apparently everybody believes it's their phone's heartbeat that we're measuring. You know, your phone has a heartbeat. You didn't know that? Yeah. It's called an algorithm. Because your phone doesn't have a heartbeat. Your phone has an algorithm. Little chipset in your phone isn't going dun 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 with all of the vasculature blood flow that makes noise. When your blood flows through your veins, it makes sound. Your ears don't hear it. But there are plenty of other pieces of equipment and sensors that do hear it. Oh, yeah.
Whoa. Okay, that's new. The brightest and lowest star around. Does not look like a star. Look at its size and how it's moving. This one I don't think is a star.
What is that?
Ash. Why is it so boxy? It looks like it has a square shape.
Thank you.
Could that really be a star?
Where do you think the
unless
name
they
kangaroo
changed.
comes from? Because the animal kangaroo is not in England. Where do you think that the name comes from? They name banana, but banana is not on their land. They name lion, and lion is not on their land. Any name that they have given to every tropical product on our land, white people gave it to us, but they don't have that in their town. Kangaroo is Australian Aboriginal language, and it doesn't mean it's an animal. It actually means that I don't know. That is the meaning of kangaroo. And when white people went to colonize the Australian Aborigines, when they got there, they saw the beautiful animal, and everybody go and ask, "What is this animal? How is it called?" The Aboriginal people don't understand. They said kangaroo. So they went everywhere. And the answer they got is kangaroo. So they decided to write it down. The name of the animal is kangaroo. Meanwhile, kangaroo means I don't know. This is the original story.
Wow. I didn't know that what the name kangaroo stands for. Look at this. 2 moons were recorded in the sky of some place. No, why did it just move like that? Those are not moons. That is not moon.
I just watched a video of a cloudburst in India that caused a flash flood. And originally when I read cloudburst, I literally thought that the cloud was kind of like a water balloon and it just popped from having too much rain in it, and then it burst and then it just poured all the rain at one time from the cloud. And that's actually not what a cloudburst is. It's basically just a metaphor for the extremely heavy downpour of rain in a short period of time. So I think it's like categorized by like 4 inches of rain in an hour. That's technically considered a cloudburst. But I've never heard of that before, and it was actually crazy to watch because the cloudburst happened and then the flash flood was immediately following. And it literally was washing away homes and hotels and other infrastructure and like cars. Like it just immediately pushed everything. It was actually crazy. And I've never heard of a cloudburst or seen a cloudburst to my knowledge, but that actually was crazy to see. And I don't know if it's because of climate change, like this is going to become more of a common thing. I don't know. All I'm saying is I've never seen a cloudburst. And when I read it, I was like, what do you mean the cloud popped like a balloon full of water and just poured all of that water down at 1 second? Just all in 1 second, all the water from that cloud just bursted and came down. But that's not what happened. But it's a metaphor for basically that. And that was just extreme to see. It very much was.
Wow, a cloudburst? That's also new. Could that be what happened?
I need somebody in the
flood?
spiritual community, somebody who's like a spiritual consultant, know a lot about angel numbers to tell me why am I seeing 999 like everywhere? And I saw 333 and look on my receipt. It says 555 555.
Oh, repeating numbers. That's a topic we've seen in different episodes here. Well, but let's take a look at this. Look at this. This is a spectacular show. What are these? Is this real? Are these trolls or what's up? Oh my god. Look at this. Aye. Is this real? Are this guy in a boat, a plane? Or what are they boarding? Oh man, where is this place? Aye. Are these guys inside a boat or what's going on? Wow. That is strange. Was that thing moving?
There's some
there
pretty
that people are
unbelievable news
boarding or
coming out
what
of Nova
was going
Scotia.
on?
Watch this.
We're telling Nova Scotians,
Listen.
stay out of the woods. We are restricting travel and activities that really aren't necessary for most of us. So hiking, camping, fishing, and the use of vehicles in the woods are not permitted. Trail systems through woods are off limits.
Now listen to what the fine is if you break these rules.
Violating any of these bans is the same as the fine for the ban on burning, $25,000.
$25,000 if you go for a hike, which is absolutely crazy given the fact that Canada actually created the Canada Strong Pass, which allows you to get into these parks for free. Now you'll get fined $25,000. And of course, Canadians are losing their mind over this. But this is the craziest part of the whole thing. They set up a hotline for people to snitch on their neighbors caught violating the ban on hiking, camping, and fishing. This applies to both Crown land and private land. And this all sounds very, very familiar. I think I might make the title of this video 2 weeks to flatten the fire curve.
Wow, well, that doesn't sound good at all. Why would people be restricted from doing those things? Huh?
What the fuck, guys? This guy literally warned us all about a potential lie and the Atlas III comet being an alien threat back in January. Listen to this.
So UFOs are real, and they've been here a long time, and that's the truth. But the lie is coming. All indications, like all of them, is that that lie is going to be that there is a craft slowly making its way to us here on Earth. And that is the lie they're going to want you to believe. It's nuanced, how they explain that, the nature of that threat. But that 100% is the lie you are going to be told. You even got a date. People have been whispering a date for a long time now. I know where that lie comes from. I know specifically what document from the 70s initiated the idea of that lie. A classified document. That is the lie you will be told.
I have to say, that is very interesting. I remember watching it back in January when that clip was actually uploaded. So, It sounds like he was privy to a lot of interesting information, and I think a lot of us have known that this potentiality was on the cards for some time. This might well be completely a play, guys, that they're playing us with. Massive distraction, keep us looking up, not paying attention to what's going on right here in Earth.
Check out what I found here.
Honesty.
It's quite common in old English villages to find the village stocks. These were punishment devices where criminals would be locked into this wooden frame with their arms and legs sticking out each side. If you look closely, you can see the groove in the stone where the top plank would move up and down. Then between the two planks of wood, there's these holes where the arms and legs would be locked into place. And then at each side, there's this metal clasp. This slides up and down, and then a padlock would be fitted over the metal clasp to lock it in place. This example dates from 1775. They were last used in the 1870s.
So I just got this steak from Publix, and look at it.
This is not
That's
steak.
like, I don't know what that is.
This is gum.
It's literally.
This is gum, not steak. What type of steak looks like this? Did it come from a sponge cow?
This is awesome. An astronomer has just found evidence of what looks to be artificial objects orbiting Earth in the 1950s. Why is this interesting? Because this was before humans had launched a single satellite, before there was even a possibility of space debris. Ross Coulthart just dropped an interview on Reality Check with Dr. Beatrice Villarreal. She and her team have been analyzing photographic sky plates, which are basically digital images now that they've been digitized, taken before 1957, when space was supposedly empty. But what they found were short-lived light flashes, also known as transients, that should not be there. And they came across thousands and thousands of these things. Some of these flashes were perfectly aligned. They appeared only once and gave off a spectacular reflection, the kind of sharp glint that you'd expect from something flat, metallic, and constructed. Now, this is interesting. According to their data, these objects show up during major UFO events like the 1952 Washington, D.C. flyover and right after some nuclear bomb tests. And what's even more compelling is that they vanish in Earth's shadow, meaning that they relied on sunlight to be seen, just like satellites. I know it might sound like it's not a very big deal, but it is, because these were not supposed to be there. Could these findings have been random? Yes. However, the odds of that are statistically off the charts, and we're talking like a beyond what you'd expect even once in a lifetime of the universe type of statistic. So Ross also asked Dr. Villarreal's conclusion, and she said that we were probably not alone. I'll also mention that at the opening of the interview, she was nervous. She stated that she was super scared to talk about these results. Kind of haunting coming from a scientist and an astronomer, but it's quite a compelling interview. By the way, her study is currently under peer review, which should substantiate these findings. Were we being watched in the 1950s? Perhaps. Let me know what you think.
I still can't think about these things of aliens. Don't think they are real. Look at this. Okay. Oh, this is some interesting way to get rid of scars from your skin. Ah, interesting. It's like I'll try out that one someday.